I was on the next. He quite regularly puts them up there, but yeah, he's just done it at his own personal pace. So if you're not friends with him directly, well, then it won't come up on your news feed. So that's why you might not have seen him. So okay, 7-3 all. Take care. Lovely to hear some great signals this morning, and yeah, and I'll be up for running the show tomorrow there, Paul. Thanks for running it today and doing a fine job as always. G0 Whiskey McGolf, MW0XCT. I'll be listening on a bit, but then going clear. 7-3.
Well done, Richard.
Oh, you are. Yeah, you are. Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, actually, yeah, if you could do Friday, feed up Friday, because my missus is working, I think she's working, is that right? I don't know. She's working Thursday night, is she? I'm not sure. Maybe I got that wrong. Anyway, there we go. I might be able to do it, but if you're stuck. But I'm feeling she's working or something. Anyway, whatever. We'll figure it out, but I can definitely do tomorrow, that's for sure, mate. Over.
Yeah, okay, fine, no problem. No, I can do that. So, Richard, I just think for the first of the week. So, yeah, fine, so we'll do it. No problem. So, yeah, we'll do that. Anyway, so thank you, Richard. Thanks for coming in. And we'll speak to you probably tomorrow. MW0XTC, G0 with me from. Thank you, Richard.
Yeah, 7-3, mate, and 7-3 to Ham and John joining there as well. Yeah, good old list this morning. 7-3 all, take care. Oh, go on, Pete, sorry. Oh, blimey, well, obviously, yeah, I've got a slightly heavy foot there. But I managed to get about, I managed to get around about 35 to 40 out of it, but I have got the top of the range, 163 PS, sort of Sportster. so yeah, it'll touch 120 if I wanted to, but yeah, so I don't hang about really, but yeah, it still does. It's better than my old 1.6, funny enough, which is only 100 brake horsepower, and yeah, so it's a lot better than that. But I get around about the sort of, if I'm being far more sensible, I get around about 43 to the gallon, something like that, Pete. Over.
Yeah, okay, Rich, no problem at all. I just wondered, that was all that Ross might be driving down to see me at GGI, and I know he's got one now. How much is it going to cost him? Okay. I know he's disappeared. Thanks for that info.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, 7.3. I think his might be a little bit more fuel efficient than mine, that's for sure. He's got the older model, but I think he's got a slightly more brutal engine, as it were. All right, 7.3. Thanks for that, Paul. Take care. Have a good day, and we'll do it all again tomorrow. G0 Whiskey Lima Golf, MW0XCT off and clear.
All the best. Sorry, Riggedy. You want to first add it?
7.3, mate.
My wife's driving it. She has got a bit of a left foot. She's 4.5 miles per gallon at the moment. That's for right. Anyway, I'm sorry it's took too long. You think we're all short there, Bob? They're starting to get it. Zero, an X-ray. I'm on the job. That's one street. Zero would be in the home. I was on for that.
The alarm, no, it's quite a simple alarm actually. It's a wireless alarm, but so there's no actual box on it at all to set. It's just all there is a key fob. There's no timers on it, no nothing. So there's no, you know, you've got 4 buttons on the key, you know, but there's one where you're pressing it a lot, it arms it straight away, and then there's one where it gives you 15 minutes to get outside the house and away, you know, before it turns on. So there's no sort of timer on it or anything that's supposed to turn it off at night or on or anything like that. It hasn't got that. It's quite a simple one, but it's wireless, and so there's no settings at all that I can make it turn on and off on its own. It can only be done by this key fob thing, you know. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm taking it back anyway, because it's a bloody alarm that doesn't go off when you're coming in the morning. No use to anybody, is it? Because, you know, that's the whole point of the thing. It's funny that it's you know, I thought, is it not? It's not just the door thing that stops working. It's the the motion sensor as well. You can walk past the motion sensor and it doesn't do anything either. So it's like as if the alarm has got it like turns off after so long. But there's no setting for that, you know. But anyway, that's that. I'll take it back anyway. Talk that's the thing. I didn't get the the picture you sent of me audio, Alan. I couldn't open that. I haven't got a. It seems to be what's a weird program to open it. Is it dot pick or something? I'm not sure. But I couldn't open it on the computer anyway. So I can't see the picture, Alan, that you sent. So that's that there. Okay, back your hatch, Alan. Well, at least you haven't bent anything by the sound of it. You just caught it, so hopefully it's just the latter. You can just flattens off a little bit, can't you? But it's a bugger when you do things like that, isn't it? When your mind. I tell you what I thought you was going to say, Alan, when you said you'd put your gun down on the floor. I thought you was going to tell me you'd really back the car out over your gun and bent your barrel. I thought that's what you was going to say. As well as doing something to the car, but anyway. So, you have to see what you sort there. When you get those paint chips away, or whatever they call them, can't they? And just do something with it. But it's horrible, isn't it, when you do something like that? Right, what else? What else? No, I think that's it. So back to you, Alan, from Empire BJC.
Okay, Brian. Yes, I've just had a look at that file. It's got DK something or other. Who knows what that is? It's obviously defaulted to something else through another program I was running. So I'll address that in the JPEG. It's quite interesting to see that breakdown. I don't suppose you could open it either. It really does show overdoing the modulation, or whether it's 100% modulation, or whether you've gone over to like 120%, and it shows you what the low, the middle, and the high is on it as well, which is good. But really, I mean, all transistors just do not really give 100% modulation. They're just not right. It's just awful. You look at it on a valve, and it's much better. And I tend to think what these things are like. Like you take that 300 thing. I think that's bloody awful. I'll be quite honest with you, hand on heart. I haven't heard one that sounds decent. I really haven't. And so that's just, a lot of people will probably disagree with me and say, no. But you listen to a nice Kender 950 or something like that, one of the older rigs, or even an old TS 450 or something, they just sound more high fidelity, if you like. But the modern stuff, I just like to see lots of components. Perhaps I'm just old-fashioned. I just like to see the old stuff. Similarly, I built a wired system here, an alarm system, and it worked trouble-free for 30 years. It had a radio spares control box on it, and there was just sensors on the doors, and it worked faultlessly. Didn't have any trouble with that whatsoever for 30 years, which I thought couldn't be bad. And the reason I changed it is because it was difficult to add to the system. I wanted to put stuff at the end of the garden. I didn't really want to run wires to the end of the garden. So, the shack, the house was covered, but I wanted to protect the sheds, which wasn't easy. So I went for another system, which is wireless. It's a great system. I haven't had any trouble with that. But the trouble is, you've got a key fob with it, and you've got two systems on it. If I press one button, the workshop, the sheds, everything, the house.
The projectile net and a little small net between about 3 or 4 of us. We've been doing it for years, and quote the frequencies within...
India Fox, scoring CQ and standing by.
The outside buildings are on the alarm system when I put that side in.
Well, but the other snag is that the BBC really haven't been allowed to raise the license fee to the kind of money that we should be paying. People will pay big bucks for Sky well, whether they get value for money is wide open to debate, I think, but the license fee probably ought to be £500 a year, that kind of thing, but politically it's unacceptable, and without that kind of thing, then I don't know what the future is. All I know, as we've heard many times before, is the people in America established the original. But having said that, maybe the television is coming to an end now. People are using, if you want quality TV, you buy a DVD, Blu-ray disc or whatever, and maybe broadcast television is a thing of the past now, or will be in 10, 15 years' time. Anyway, the man from Bletchley, very late up this morning. You were so late, the French took over your frequency, David. And that's entirely your fault. We blame you entirely for it. G3ZPA, G4UHJ, G3ZZP.
Understand? I think you learned to speak French. A very loud frog there. Well, I think I've got 57. I was just thinking, well, no one can write it forecast on 57. I was just wondering, no one will hear me, no one will be looking at me. And just as I was about to switch off, it came through. Thank you for that, David. Anyway, good morning, both chaps. I've only heard you so far, Dreadful. Very, very strong. How dare a frog take over FD4? It's just not right. Now, one thing that you're talking about license problems, I didn't catch it, I'm afraid. I don't know what it's about. You must be talking about the TV license. And you said, dreadful TV in America? Surely, it's just as dreadful here, isn't it? G4UHJ, G3ZPA.
G4UHJ, yeah, 20 over, David. No problems with regard to the signal there. No, what I find is that basically, I think, when I look at the BBC there, it's a beer-ball business. It's got lots of people employed there, and I always factor that into any equation there, but I do think that there should be a basic service that we can get there with a fee, and then anything else we pay extra for. That would be the best way of doing it. But I can't understand why people watch Sky. It's absolutely total rubbish. The only thing is, of course, is that the younger generation, they're probably happy with the giant path there that they show in films. Some of the things that always surprises me there with the films there is the fact there that there's all these Oscar films and what have you, and then when they turn up on television they've got a 2-star rating or somewhere along the line there, but there we are. All of the modern films there, the dialogue is pure on a lot of instances there, lots of grunts and what have you. The sound quality is pretty poor, special effects there are all there, storyline is generally rubbish, but there we go. But as I say, there is the factor with regard to the amount of people it employs. But if the licence fee was any more there, David, I'd give up the television altogether. It's a rotten. Well, I mean, the thing is well there, and of course I wouldn't want to watch it on the computer either. But like we were talking about yesterday with speeding fines and various things like that there, they hammer people over for this kind of thing there. Yet Starbucks and Amazon and Co. Can get away without paying any tax at all there, yet they'll send you to jail there for not paying your licence fee. Very definitely, the punishment doesn't fit the crime in this country. That's what it ought to. The punishment ought to fit the crime. But
as I say, I would certainly pay for news services or what have you there, but anything else there, I would, I would much prefer to pay for that way. Perhaps that's the answer. The only other thing is David ZPA there. Yeah, I switched on this morning. I tend to look on Google News now, one or two of the other news syndicated programs there, and there's an awful lot of things in there to like people basically, but I won't go into the details, apart from the fact that you get sex robots now, and they're talking very much about driverless cars. Brave new world there. I'm wondering what else is left for us to do, but there we go. These driverless cars are a little bit of a worry, aren't they, when all's said and done. The only way I think you'd have driverless cars there is to have continuous rope haulage there, and hook your vehicle on there like they used to do down the coal mines there. That would be the best way, I think, and travel that way around the city. But we used to have those sort of things there. They were called trams, weren't they? And they're being reintroduced in certain places. How the world turns full circle. G3ZZP with G3ZPA, G4UHJ.
That's all. We've still got the original that's cool. That's what they are. If you want to page news, so I think you can subscribe to newspapers actually and get those online, David. I think the financial exercise, I don't think it's been a tremendously great success, because I think most people will settle for a second-rate service that's free rather than a first-rate service that they have to pay for. Television in the States, you have to see it to believe it, how bad it is. The good stuff, the really good stuff, top-end stuff in America would be something like watching Orange County Shopping, or what's that program where they go around selling off stuff from storage units, this kind of thing. These are sort of the best of American television. I've got to get them over here a month or two later. But other than that, you'll get news channels broadcast the same thing hour after hour, weather channels and so on. Again, you can switch it on for a few minutes. It's like having the weather on tap. You switch on the TV, you know they'll be showing the weather, because that's all they do. And then you go and switch it off again or do something else. Our television services have been in a very, very different class, but I don't think we've ever appreciated it as such, and of course they have been going down. I did have a look to see how many staff the BBC's got, because I left at the time with enormous cuts, and at that time we had 20,000. I see that we've still got 20,000 permanent staff, and they're paying another 15,000 to the freelancers who might pop in for an hour or whatever they do. But actually, we've still got a lot more staff than I thought last day. G3ZPA or UHJ.
I think you've covered just about everything I would have liked to have said. What was that program, David? Filling off stuff in storage containers.
76, when we really had that hot weather. Anyway, we went back down to Plymouth, because we come up to stay with my wife's assumption. And we went back down to Plymouth, and the people come back from Spain, it had rain every day falling over.
Well, there you go. You know, just goes to prove it. And you got your own space. You want your life for your own space and everything. Yeah. Okay, Jack, what a subject start. I think, hold on, my lord. Okay, I think it's time for all the yellow spaces and all the done. How it's going there. So I'll catch you all in the morning, and hopefully it'll be on this frequency. 3088.
Yeah, cheers, Colin. Don't forget to get your CW key. Oh, that's okay. We'll pick some frequency, and I'll be delighted. No matter, how slow you are, I'll be delighted to have a little CW contact with us. Just try it for a bit of fun.
I'm over at Ventnor tonight. I'm bowling tonight, so I'm afraid we'll have to think about it for another night.
Yeah, it doesn't matter when. It can be 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks' time, or even in the winter months. But it'd be just a bit of fun. We'll find some obscure frequency, turn the power down, and see how we get on.
Yeah, good idea. Yeah, I might hold you to that.
Yeah, I'd love that very, very much indeed. I'd absolutely love it. You take care. Best wishes to you and yours, and that's it. Crack right on with the laundry, and everything will be dry, and you can be able to put it away. So take care. Bye-bye, Colin.
Cheers, Dave, and cheers to you, Adrian.
Yeah, cheers, Colin, from M1ARD, who's now going indoors as well to make the wife a cup of tea. So catch you all in the morning. And yeah, Dave, no, it's towards the end of the week is always better for me, but don't worry about you will have a guided tour of the establishment with nobody else there, Dave. So, well, it won't be guided. You can wander around and have a look to your heart's content then, Dave, when you come down. So, no problems at all, because I'm a key holder and I can unlock it at any time, Dave. Over.
Yeah, okay, Adrian. Yeah, that's very, very kind of you. Absolutely. I really, that has been one of my, well, I won't say a wish. Well, I will. It would be one of my wishes to have had a look around that. And I'd be absolutely, absolutely delighted if I can bring me camera and take a few photographs as well. And of course, to see your QTH and your aerials and particularly that amplifier. I'm looking forward ever so much to seeing that, Aid. Anyway, I'll let you go to make your wife a cup of coffee. Give her all my very best from all of us up here. And like I said, I'll give you a ring when I'm going to come. But it'll be a question, jump in the car and go. But I've got to do a bit of what you did, I think, yesterday, a bit of mechanical work, which I'm quite looking forward to doing, actually. I'm there more or less supervising and just help out where I can, Aid. Got the son there as well. Anyway, take care, have a good day, and thanks very much for coming on, and hopefully work it tomorrow. Oh, blimey, I've forgotten your call sign. M1ERD, sorry for that. M1ERD. Take care, Adrian.
Well, after that last bit, you're welcome to it, because it was too hot for me. Especially when I was, just got out of hospital trying to get some sleep. I was absolutely roasting my head that last sort of heat wave.
Yeah, well, there you go, mate. It's better than cold, isn't it? I mean, we had a laugh last night. One of my friends, friends and friends, went on a sun holiday last week up to Whitby area, and I don't know what the sun did, but he said, I've never seen rain like it. In the caravan, blooming, he said it's 6 degrees, there we were shivering. So they went Monday, they come back Thursday. He said, we thought, we'll go on the train Thursday morning. Well, he said, you never see such low cloud in all your life. So they done them all, took the kit in the car and come home. So that's the last sun holiday we're going to have. I had a laugh about that last night. 425,
okay?
145425, yeah. I changed that because we use down this neck of the woods 145525, Dave, and dispense with the calling frequency, over.
Yeah, that's what I'm on too, and all probably Dave heard. There's a Country Climax trailer pump on eBay, and it's only a 3 mile away up on Ferrers. I said to Carol, I should buy it. It was 19 quid when I first see it. It's now 102. Partly restored, no hose, no nothing much. Trailer and pump, that's it. So we'll pass the information on to one of the firemen retired.
What do you say about American TV? Well, yeah, you can look at all the various TV on the internet, as you well know. And yeah, as you say, some of it is totally and absolutely puerile. I think I remember watching one of the programs there. They do up in Alaska or wherever,
or somewhere up in the frozen north there. It's almost all cartoons there for the kids. But there is a couple of interesting programs there I watch on the TV, on the satellite there. One of them is Building Alaska. There's an American food program, a couple of American food programs which are reasonable. So they do have some reasonable programs there, but as I say, there's an awful lot of crap that goes along with it, isn't there? But there we are. Anyway, yeah, well, we're getting very much the same there. You know, I've got 200 channels of absolute crap. G3ZZP with G3ZPA, G4UHJ.
From G3ZZP. Well, Vadio staff, well, most of the 20,000 staff, of course, don't get these headline salaries by any means. I think the people that do, well, they're in an open market. If somebody will pay it, then who can blame them for them accepting it? You know, that's a free market system. You're worth what somebody's willing to pay. To you, David, on electric bikes. Yeah, if you're getting seriously interested, go on the web and have a look. There's plenty of choice. You don't need to pay that particular price that you've seen already. I suspect that the bike that you've seen advertised is actually that 4991 is actually a folding bike that's being sold elsewhere. It's 424.99, 425 in round figures there. But there's a big choice out there, and the thing about do you need to pedal to get the power? Legally, yes you do. They're not supposed to be able to go unless you turn the pedals. You don't have to put any effort in, but the law says you're supposed to do that. In practice, it may or may not be implemented. It's not enforced. My own bike, I can sit on it, I can just turn the throttle and off it will go. But you know, it's just one of those things, but technically it shouldn't do that. G3ZPA, G4UHJ, G3ZZP.
From G3ZPA. Didn't know the ruling on that, David. Thank you for that. Oh, well, that was just on one of those selling channels. I think the son paid about £1,100 for his, but that was about 11 years ago. And you do not have to pedal to get it going. You just turn the throttle. It's just like a motorcycle throttle on the right hand. And as you turn it, it kicks in, and you can set the speed. The wrist right back, and you're whizzing along at a massive 15 miles an hour or so, which is perfectly accurate. It's great fun on them, I must admit. I see why you keep one. I've used my sons from time to time. But I've also got a rather large electric buggy in the garage, which used to be my wife's. I keep it charged up, and if I get into such a stage where I can't walk, I shall use that. I forget what they call that, a Mercury M48. Big tyres and everything, one of these that fizzes along at 8 miles an hour. What was wrong with the 4 mile an hour ones, I don't know, but there we are. Yeah, thanks for that, that's interesting. Didn't realise you could get them that cheap. Well, I'm afraid I'm not going to get any more UHJ, because all I do is I have time for about half an hour radio in the mornings on 80 metres. Late in the evening I go on Skype with a few friends and occasionally the family. I'm out a lot of the time, that's the trouble. Especially when it comes to running kids around and collecting them from school and everything. I spend a lot of time with the family because I've got rather a large family, unfortunately, and it's terrible if we go out. We have to sort of book. You can't just go out because there's often up to 17 of us that goes into a pub, and you have to book it well in advance to make sure that they've got enough tables, or they push tables together. Just can't go in like that. Terrible. I'll tell you what I do like watching now and again when I do switch on the TV, Channel 81. It's called Talking Pictures. they have some real old stuff on there that I like. And there must be a generation gap, because when some of the younger members of the family around here, and I turn it on, I say, well, look, we've got a John Wayne film. Who the hell's John Wayne? I said, he was the world's most famous actor. Never heard of him, they say. There's definitely a generation gap. G4UHJ, G3ZP8.
G4UHJ, yeah, well, there is that, David, but I'm going to disagree fundamentally with David ZZP there, because the television is a contrived monopoly, backed up by legislation there. If you want to watch the television, it doesn't matter what television channel you want to watch there, you're breaking the law if you haven't got a license. And it's all very, very easy there, you know, when loads of cash are being shoveled towards some organisation there, for them to spend money without any constraint. It's not the fact there that they're taking the money there, it's the fact that they're so awash with blooming cash, they're basically, that they pay these silly figures out. But there again, the reason they pay these silly figures out, because the people that make the decisions are also getting silly money themselves. You know, they're awash with it. And, you know, if anybody would like to open a wallet there and let me spend the money in it there, that's easy to do. It's very, very easy to spend other people's money. And that's what I find is fundamentally wrong. If we had to pay a fixed fee there for certain services and everything else we had to pay for there, then that would be a much nearer to a true market than what we've got now. You know, that is the issue. I think that sticks in my throat a little bit there. You know, that is it's a mix and match thing, isn't it? And again, we've got a similar sort of thing there with the power companies and everything else there. They're going to crank up the bills again, and of course they're going to put legislation in place there to protect the less well off. Well, quite frankly, these power companies there are making money hand over fist, and again, even when the price of oil goes down, they make money hand over fist there. So again, there's these things there. There's not any fairness in the system there. The system is that there's a few people there, a few players. And they operate as a cartel, basically, and that's the problem, I think, with the free market system in certain aspects. Certain parts of broadcasting there ought to be free and paid for, and other parts there we ought to have to pay for there. So you know, that's my view. I think would be a much fairer system that we've got now. But there we are. Anyway, I think we've probably exhausted that, David. I don't know whether you're going to be on Echo Link today. I don't know whether I shall be or not. I've been outside there, and there's a few bramble there. Oh, it's going like mad, probably like your spuds there. The tops are very, very high there. The bramble is going. The grass is not going. That's slowed down quite a bit there. But other things in the garden there have really shot up there. But here we are. Anyway, round to you. G3ZZP, G4UHJ in the group. Good afternoon. G3MBM.
MBM calling in there. Good morning to you. G4UHJ, G3ZZP. Yeah, Echo Link seems to have fallen over, by the way, David. Yeah, I should be on at 2:45 with ANO there. He won't be on for very long this morning, I gather, but we should be there. Something I wanted to mention to David ZPA, if you are seriously looking at an electric bike, make sure you buy one with a battery that is lockable to the frame there. Otherwise, people can walk off with your battery with the greatest of ease, and batteries are expensive. So just watch out for that one, David, if you should get serious about buying one. To UHJ's there, well, you brought really up the argument between nationalisation and capitalisation. We had nationalisation in the 70s when the workers didn't care less because the government was paying the bill, and they could go on strike as often as they liked and do what the hell they liked because the government would carry on paying. Then you get on to capitalism. We sell off all the electricity companies and water companies and so on, and then they want to make a profit, so you don't seem to get a good deal from that either. So neither system actually works. So what do you do? I don't know. Over to MBM there from G3ZZP. David, if you want to call MBM, he's obviously not hearing me.
He's talking.
Good morning, one and all. Sorry I'm so late on parade. That's great difficulty in tucking my feet out from under the duvet these days. Beautiful morning down here. Bright sunshine, a little bit of cloud around, but nothing much. And very quiet. The old street up at Still. so it looks like being a very pleasant day. Things to do, of course, as per usual, but not to worry, that's all part of Bristol Channel, isn't it? So I've only heard David on his soapbox about one or two things, but otherwise not sure what's being discussed, obviously. An awful lot to report. It's got family coming down. Not my immediate family, but a slightly extended family coming down for the weekend. That'll be nice. Have company around. Otherwise, not an awful lot to report, really, guys. So, I'm not sure which ones. I think you said ZPA was still on board. So I'll put it across to you, David, just in case you are still around and not opening up the village hall. G3 ZPA in the group, G3 MBM.
From G3 ZPA, yeah, morning, John. Not a very strong signal. S6, but fully readable. Unlike you, the other two are way over the 9. Strange, isn't it? Yeah, thanks for that tip, David, about locking the battery containers on the electric bikes, which reminds me, in the last few days, the Taylor's Dairies that run a fleet of electric floats to deliver the milk round here, they had a break-in and every single milk float had their batteries stolen. And one people wondered why the milk was very late. They had to pay out £15,000 to get a new set of batteries for all their milk floats, although some of the other dairies did help by loaning out their milk floats. Well, normally the milk comes about 5 o'clock in the morning. I didn't get mine till about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That explains why. So, I see what you mean about the lockable ones on the electric bikes. I'll have to ask my son if this is his lockable. I'm sure it is. Yeah, okay then, I've got to go over the village hall now, unfortunately. I see I don't have to be there till 8:30 today, but it's a long way. It's 150 yards, and it takes me all of 2 minutes. School sports day yesterday. Gosh, it was brilliant weather, but it's a long time to watch all the kids and get them rush home for lunch and then back again for the afternoon sports. But at least I could sit there and talk to some of the other parents that I've got to know. Anyway, over to you, David UHJ. I'll have to sign now. Thanks for coming up, ZZP, and letting me know that you're on 51 instead of 54. We'll have to be earlier. You'll have to be earlier to stop the frogs taking over it. G4UHJ. G3 ZPA listening for a while, but won't be able to come back.
G4UHJ, yes, okay, Dave. Well, 73 to you. Hope you have an enjoyable day there. So, and we'll look forward to catching up with you tomorrow there. The French station's notwithstanding. No doubt we can find somewhere along the way to have a little chinwag there. David and John MBM, yeah, we were just, again, my soapbox. Yeah, Jeremy Patchman has waded into the argument there about the BBC licence fee, and I was just suggesting there that I would quite happily pay a fee there for television news programmes, but everything else there I think ought to be paid for there. You ought to be able to buy subscriptions to various sort of things, and that would be a much fairer system there. But I think we've probably done that one to death there, John. Other than that there, you were talking about batteries there, pinching batteries. Well, I think in the instance of pinching batteries off bikes there, they've got a definitive use there, but pinching the batteries out of the milk floats there, one wonders there whether they were sold for scrap there. I think lead is quite a price now to buy, but obviously they need a dodgy dealer, don't they? They need a dodgy scrap dealer. Although I think that tends to go with the territory anyway, but there we are. We do we did have something all over the weekend. In actual fact, they found £500,000 worth of stolen Land Rovers stashed around the forest in various places there. And down the road from me there, they had a police car permanently stationed outside the place. I don't know what they were expecting to find. Whether they were expecting somebody to come along there and take away some of the stolen Land Rovers there, or on Range Rovers and things. But they were being staked out. Other than that, the sun is beating down here. I've got the solar panel outside there charging my battery, in fact, there. So there we are. So I keep promising, in actual fact, there to buy a couple of mono or polycrystalline solar panels there. The price has come down quite considerably, and run the station wholly on solar power there, but I haven't got round to it yet. That, I think, would be a very useful project. But there we are. I can run the station there. If the power goes off, I can run the station, but obviously I've got to wheel out the generator to do that. Anyway, I'll put it round to David ZZP there, and we'll go round the loop that way. I don't know whether you've got Echolink up and running yet, but David, the problem I think I had with Echolink is I have quite a number of tabs open on the screen there. Some of them overlap, and I sometimes think, in actual fact, there that when I click on one, I might well go through and actually click on something else underneath it. That might be the issue there. So I don't think there's anything fundamentally wrong with the router unless I'm knocking it out with RF. But the dipole there is further away than the Longwire used to be there. So I would think there that's probably less of the issue now. Anyway, round to you, G3ZZP, G4UHJ in the group.
From G3ZZP, yes, okay there, David. Oh, well, get yourself a couple of dual monitors, get some acreage in front of you there for all the tabs that you want open. That's what I do. I always had two monitors running on the PC there. Okay to David, milk deliveries. Heavens above, I didn't know they still had such things. That's absolutely amazing. You should take some photographs of those milk floats, David, while you've got the chance there. Put them in the museum.
I've not seen anybody deliver milk in this part of the world for young.
Anyway, there we go. Right, excuse me. I'd better make a move, or I won't be back to 2:45. So I wish everybody 70 degrees on this one, and pass it round to you there, John. Mike, Golf 3, Mike Bravo, Mike Golf 3, Zulu, Zulu Papa.
Yeah, G3ZZP in the group, G3 MBM returning. Yes, okay there, fine. Solid copy, everyone. David ZZP, you're not as strong as the other two lads, but perfectly readable, so I always say that's the object of the exercise, so it doesn't worry me too much if signal strength is a little bit down, and the noise level is pretty good this morning. Yes, David, UHJ, I had a look at the router setup, and it frightened me to death when I looked at the one about forwarding. I couldn't make head or tail of that, so, but I obviously did something that screwed the router up, and it didn't work afterwards. So I went back to the factory reset and fortunately stopped that from working for normal purposes again. But Echolink is still the problem. I haven't managed to sort out how to do the forwarding on it. So there we go. I'm without Echolink for the time being. No doubt I can get it sorted out in due course, but it frightened me to death when I saw that screen come up and I don't know what to put in there. So I'll leave well alone, but obviously I didn't leave it too well alone, because something obviously I changed and it didn't like, so back to the factory reset to work. So that's about it. Right, well I think I know David said SPS on, so I'll make this my final, a short and brief visit, but anyway, nice to talk to you again. At least you know I'm in the land of the living and not pop my clogs yet.
Côté ouest, non, côté est, oui, effectivement.
At the moment, Derek, we've got wall-to-wall blue sky.
Yeah, 15.8 here, Dave. Yeah, well, it's 19 here outside. Yep, very nice. So I think we'll get it later on. Anyway, very good morning, Dave.
Yes, good morning, Frank.
Good morning, Alan, and
Oh, gosh. That's where my memory David, yes.
very good.
Usual.
David, so lovely to you.
Yeah, good morning.
And we'll catch up with you tomorrow now. So G4UHJ is now closing down on HF, and hopefully I'll catch up with you, David, on Echo Link very, very shortly now. G4UHJ now signing off and clear.
Yeah, David, it's a bright spot 2, bright spot.
Acheter de l'inox aussi, t'as des inox pas résistants, mais là je te dis pas le prix.
Because I don't come up when I'm needed, I've gone down because we're expecting the new settee and chairs in this morning, so I might have to disappear for a short time.
Yeah. Okay, Dave. Yeah, I just we'll know if you don't come back. So don't get sorted out. Getting the damn things in, I always find difficult. We've only got a very narrow hall, and we've got to be careful when we buy something that the damn thing will be able to get it in. I think one of the suites we bought, we had to take the front door off, but anyway. We're not planning on buying a new suite for a little while. It's to do with a new one, but we'll pass on it for a bit.
Put a blanket on it, David, so you don't make it mucky.
Oh my God, yeah, it's wonder if you actually sit on it.
You might have to sit on the floor.
Probably will. She'll probably always put a blanket sheet over it or something because she'll be spraying in it all the time, don't you think?
You'll have to wear one of those forensic suits if you sit on it, Dave.
Oh, I suppose she's no different to me when I get another radio. I sit here with my little brushing the dust off it or whatever, so I suppose it's no different, is it?
No, I say you'll have to wear one of those forensic suits when you sit on it, Oh dear, make sure you don't get any dirt off your pants on it.
It's all good fun, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. I had a good day yesterday. It was a lovely day yesterday. We went up the local gun club and we met both my mates there and we had a really, really good day. It's really enjoyable. We really enjoyed ourselves. So, yeah, it's quite good at the moment, how the weather is and that.
Yeah, it's just ideal going up there, isn't it? Did you see, did you see the claim of that Canadian sniper that spotted the kill at 2.2 miles? David?
Yeah, sorry, more less coming spoke to you. What did you say, Frank?
Did you see that report of the Canadian sniper spotted the kill at 2.2 miles?
Oh yes, that was a good shot, weren't it? It took the bullet 9 seconds, I think it was, to get there. But it was only about a month before that, a British sniper shot one at about 2 miles. I think it was about 2 miles, and this bloke beat him by about 300 or 400 yards, didn't he?
Oh yeah. But there was a friend I mentioned after I watched the other day saying that he had to aim about 48 feet above the target, and then he went into the problems of being able to get crosshairs on it, and you'd have to have special mount, what it mounts the scope at an angle to give you the miniature angle and so on to get the target actually into the scope, so he could actually see what he's shooting at. He must have had some specialised stuff on the gun to raise the scope up to be able to see it. So probably they have that lead. And of course there's very accurate angles, so they could work it all out. But it's very complex, isn't it, to shoot at that distance. And it went on about that, and that was quite interesting on its own, Dave.
Oh, it's absolutely brilliant how they do it. I mean, I know when we used to shoot at 1,000 yards, and you used to watch the flags, and you could have the flags flying one way, and halfway up the range you'd be flying another way, and then at the other end of the range you'd be flying at another way, so your bullet actually done an escape as it went down the range as well. Not only a loop going up and coming down, but going left and right as well, so you've got to allow for all that.
Yeah, and the other thing he said, I'll leave it at this because it's not everyone's cup of tea, but apparently everything's got to be right. The rifling, the ammunition, because at certain stages the actual bullet can start to tumble, and then of course your accuracy goes out the window. So to keep the bullet on travelling straight without the tumble or anything like that, everything's got to be really, really spot on. So there's a lot in it that you don't realise that can happen. Of course, you're 1,000 yards if you're open sight, it's not so bad. But if you've got a scope, you've only got so much, and of course if you zoom in, you've got even less picture. You know, you zoom out, you've got a wider view. A hell of a lot. And, if he's done that, and of course the British guy did that, it's a hell of a shot. And everything else, miniature angle, and how it clicks up and sideways and all this kind of there's a lot more to it than meets the eye, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it, Frank, really. I'll have to look into it, but at that distance, at 2 miles, the gun would be up at such an angle that you wouldn't be able to see through the scope the target you were shooting at, because the barrel would be in the way, if you see what I mean. You couldn't tip the scope up enough. The scope must be slightly on the left or right of the barrel, so it can see down the side of it. So that's the only way you could get enough angle to get the drop. But the bullets, if my memory serves me correctly, they only have the first 100 bullets out of the mould, and then after that they have a new mould. They never use any more. That's why the bullets are so expensive. They only use, I think it's 100 bullets, and then the mould is changed, so that they keep accuracy, and each lot is kept separate in the box, so each lot of bullets you use are all exactly the same. I'm sure that's right, but it's been a long while since I had a lot to do with it. Very complex when they're doing it, these getting the bullets right.
Yeah, it's a science, isn't it, Dave? It's a science to see all that. 48 feet above what you're shooting at, that's crazy, isn't it? I was just thinking of the special mounts that actually hit the sight up to get to get some of the angle or down or whichever way it is, I don't know, but it's certainly and like I say, it's 9 or 10 seconds, I think, while the bullet is actually travelling, and of course it's moving a bit, so you can tell how far it is.
I know one thing, Frank, I bet he didn't know much about it when that bullet arrived, but there you go, it's one of these things. But these guns, I mean, I think the rifles cost about £14,000. They're quite expensive, but there they are. They're one of a kind. When they make each one, each one is separate. They're brilliant. But there you go. You see where that bloke shooting the .5 caliber sniper rifle, and he shot at the target a mile away. The bullet ricocheted, came back and knocked him out, caught his helmet and knocked him out. Did you see that? It was on the Forces network.
Oh, I didn't see that one, no. Oh, that's I'll have to have a look at it. I didn't see it might be still there.
Yeah, he shot at the target, and the bullet came back, hit him on the head, and of course he didn't half move pretty quick. I think that gave him a shot.
Well, it's 8.5, it will do. It's a big bullet.
Oh, .5 caliber, that is a big bullet. It's a cannon, more or less, isn't it? It's what they used to use in the American super fortresses, the .5 caliber on machine guns, defending that, so they're quite big.
Yeah.
Did it give him a headache, though?
Sorry?
Did it give him a headache?
I bet it did. Oh, I bet he was Oh dear, that'd make it. I bet he thought about that. I bet he thinks that every time now he lays down and pulls the trigger. Is it going to come back? But I mean, he shot at this target, I think it was about 3/4 of a mile. And it came straight back. And it clipped him on the right-hand side of his head. Of course he did move. But there you go. But when we were kids, we used to get no end of .5 caliber bullets. We used to get no end of them. And take them apart and get the explosives out.
Yeah. You could get 5 years having a .22 bloody bullet these days if you get caught.
Yeah, .22 weren't a lot of good to us out Frank. The .5 and the 303s we used to get. We used to use the 303s. We used to make our eggs out the bullets, drill them out and put a piece of dowel up them. With crow's feather to flow it, or swan's quills to flow it, whatever, you know. And that's how we used to get bows and arrows.
Oh, God. I would like to be knocking around your area them days. Good God. Yeah, because they used to use cardite in the bullets then, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. We used to make crossbows with them as well. We used to make like a Morris Minor spring, and we used to make that make a crossbow. And God, I'll tell you what, they didn't have to go some and all. We used to use a cotton reel out the factories, the biggish cotton reels, what they had in the shoe factories, and made them into the trigger mechanism. And cool, they used to go some, they did.
Yeah. Makes a bit of a nonsense, and you know, if you have a 2.2, you know, LR, long rifle gun, you have to have a firearm certificate. Yeah, you can go and buy bows and arrows and crossbows, which is just unbelievable, and you don't need anything.
Well, what we did with the explosive, Frank, out the bullets, we used that for fishing. We used to go fishing with the explosives.
Hey, I'll tell you what, lads, it's a wonder he's still here, isn't it?
We used to go down Dixon, Alan, fishing, make these grenades with a piece of conduit, you know, what they put wires through in buildings years ago. We used to get them 7 inch in diameter, 6 to 8 inches of that, fold it over at one end, fill it with cordite, drill an hole about 1/8 of an inch, put a fuse in it, which was made from jet fuses, what we used to use for jet engines for the model aeroplanes, and fold the other end over, and then light the fuse, throw it in the water, it didn't go out in the water, that'd go off bang and fish come floating up.
Oh, right, yeah, cool. Blimey, O'Reilly.
Well, we did until Tom Lewis, the copper quarter.
Oh, yeah?
What happened to the Second World War Lee-Enfield 303 rifle? I used one of those when they were doing the National Service, but since they got them all up to date, I wonder whether they're used by even the Third World.
I had until, 18 months ago, Derek, I had 4 of them. I had a Mark II, Mark III, and a jungle carbine, and 303s. Well, they're different ones, they're different, but yeah, they're normally about 9, 10. Or 7. 7 some on them, I believe.
The MOD had a massive sale of them as they began to upgrade, you know, to better ones.
Oh, there'd be a lot about in America and places like that, because they were very good, very accurate rifle, weren't they, Dave?
You could also tell the jungle carbine because it was smaller, shorter, and with a funnel on the end of the barrel, like the old 303 anti-flash.
Yeah, there was nothing wrong with the old standard Lee-Enfield 303. I tell you, as you say, they were very accurate.
Better than the SA-80 now, I think, anyway.
Well, like I say, if you're interested in weapons and you go on YouTube, and they have one guy comes from, he's American, he does forgotten weapons, and he does all sorts of weird and wonderful things and goes into them quite deeply, and I think I've mentioned it before, but he's quite good. I enjoy watching it. He's very well up on it, you know, he's very good. Can't think of his name. McCullum, his name.
I used to like firing the 303 Bren. I thought that was good fun.
Right, there are Brens were good guns as well, weren't they?
That's the Lewis gun used to use, but was that the 303?
The Bren was 303, but they made the later ones, I think, into 762, if I remember right. I might be wrong, but I think they made them from the 762s at the end.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yes, I never actually fired one of those. It was always the Bren gun, you know.
They were 303, the originals, Derek.
Yes. Yes, I understand they were a pretty good, reliable gun.
I was doing them days, I didn't care what it was, I enjoyed firing it, whether it was 45 Colt or 303 or whatever. I loved it.
Yeah.
Many.
Yeah.
Many?
Yes, the old Bren guns. Began to get a bit warm after a few bursts. But the Stan gun was an amazingly well, it was very poorly put together, wasn't it? But very effective.
That would shoot anything, that, wasn't it? 38, 9mm. I think it did a lot.
I liked it when we went down the range for the old Sterling Light machine gun. I used to like firing that. And if we could get the 45 Colt, the Tommy gun out, that really was good fun.
The Thompson.
I never fired a Tommy gun.
Sorry?
I never used a Tommy gun at all.
Sure, that was all right. That was heavy old gun. Really was heavy. That was.
And he held a lot of ammo, didn't he? I mean, he must have weighed it done with all the ammo in it, and that's when it was a circular mag, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, you could have a straight magazine on it, a clip, or you could have a round magazine, which held quite a lot. I forget how many that held, but the straight clip held 30, I believe.
That's killing a fly, count.
Sorry?
It's killing a fly in the house right at the moment, count.
Yeah. What do you do? Is it on the Ebedama?
Oh, well, the nice fly swat. They seem to work well.
Oh, when I was a kid, I used to have my rifle, 2-2, and I used to put a bit of paper and shove that down and fire the paper at the fly. I used to tell off that it made a mess of the wallpaper.
I heard of that one, Frank.
Oh, yeah.
I was an horrible little kid I was when I was bit. I used to get a Barrow's pen, cut the centre out, get a matchstick, a needle, bind the needle onto the matchstick and put it to the cotton wool round it and use it as a blowpipe, shooting it at flies from on in the house.
Oh, blimey.
Pin them to the wall. I used to be a little devil for that.
Yeah, we did something very similar days with we used to use a paper clip and a bit of waste wool. You know, we used to get an engineering waste wool. We wrap that round as a sort of a fly and then shove it in a bit of tubing. You could get an